Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights, and agent for God. I want to thank you so very much for giving me your time. Just yesterday evening, I produced a video for all of you, and it is entitled God Speaks to Minneapolis and the World. And today, I want to complete that message. As I presented that message yesterday, I also gave you the prescription for creating paradise on earth. And I told you, it described exactly what paradise on earth represented. And anytime paradise on earth, heaven on earth, as anytime that it does not exist, then its opposite exists, hell on earth, indicating that today, as yesterday, and if we don't do something, tomorrow, hell will be where we live. And as I went to bed, I was thinking about it. And I guess over in the middle of the night or wherever part of the night, I was dreaming about it. And it dawned on me. While I had planned to engage myself out with the people who were protesting, I realized that I had obstacles. I realized that I'm an older guy and my body is messed up. I mean, truly messed up. And in order for me to be there, I would be a handicap and not an asset. And so it began to worry me. I began praying. I began asking God, what is it? What am I supposed to do? How do I respond to a situation like this? And it was devastating. I woke up this morning sitting on the side of the bed asking God, what is the answer? What is the solution? What can I do? You know the message I just gave the people. What are you telling me to do? What are you sharing with me? And I began to make some coffee, and the Spirit began to talk to me. And the Spirit began to say to me, ladies and gentlemen, that we, the people, have to defend the right to live. Defending the right to live. And what is it calling for? It's calling for every person of color, black people and every people of color all over the world to come together as one people. One people, because it appears that there is one people all over the world that's doing everything it possibly can to make sure that black people don't live, and they are white. We got a history here in America about how whites have done. I don't know about Africa. You've heard about it. I heard it was just as bad or badder than America. But here in America, white people have done everything evil they could possibly do to black people. I was reminded about in the 60s. You had two men out there representing a way of life. One was Dr. Martin Luther King talking about peace, and Malcolm X talking about any way necessary. What way do we choose? We chose peace. And because we chose peace, that was best for the white man. It wasn't best for black people, but it was best for the white man. And the white man relinquished a little bit of their terror and set up some things for black people that black people had never experienced before here in America. And having allowed that to exist for a few years, the next thing that white people were doing was eradicating what progress black people thought they had made. Wonder what would have happened if we had listened to Malcolm X instead. I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, it is time we make a change. I sit here and I listen to stories. I watch people. I watch people talk about how successful black people are, how capable black people are, and the things that they've done with the little stuff that they've been given. They've done magnificent things. And then to turn around and hear that white people didn't like it, white people were jealous, and would go into these towns, burn these towns down, kill people, slaughter black people, and nothing would be done. Nothing would be done. And then they had a book written by white people, written by oppressors, telling black people that when you feel the pain, when it comes down on you, turn the other cheek. Not only that, they tell you that you would turn your other cheek for 400 more years, 400 years of abuse. When I see black people being shot down, or movies about them being shot down, little kids being shot down and no one to turn to, the law against us and everything tells me that it wasn't God. When God, where was God? When those black brothers was being hanged from trees? Where was God when those babies were being bombed in churches? Where was God when people were being slaughtered and by towns burned down? Where was God? Where was this magnificent, wonderful, loving God that says, I am God and I am love? Where was that God? That God wasn't around. Why wasn't that God around? Because he seemed to have been a figment of our imagination. But the devil was around. The devil was doing what the devil was designed to do. So I say to you today, ladies and gentlemen, there's one thing for us as a people to do, to organize ourselves, come together and realize this. What works? What works? Look around. Think about the nations that America have invaded, taken control of, reestablished. Think about it. Guatemala. Now they want to take over Mexico. Talking about Ukraine. Doing everything they possibly can to spread. Talking about El Salvador. Doing what they want to do. And telling us we got, well, I think the AI says it's our time now. And I want you to, ladies and gentlemen, forget about AI. What is going to be is going to be. You are being called according to what I have been given to tell you to stand up and resist and don't take it anymore. You know why? Look, why aren't there a war going against Russia? Because Russia got the power to resist, to stand up and say, if you come at us, we got you. We are not going against China. Why? Because China says we got the power. You come at us, we're going to get you. Now, why can't black people say the same thing? You come at us, we're going to get you. Well, they've tricked us. And I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, black people of the world, wake up and let white people know that you're going to do right around us. You're going to do right by us because we're going to do it by you. And we'll know when right is being done because we'll be living our own dreams. And you will be living yours. We're not trying to hurt you and do the things to you that you've done to us because we've learned of the devil. We've learned of the devil's way. And we are not going to present the devil's way, but we're going to demand that if you can respect Russia, if you can respect China, you can respect black people. And black people, God is telling you, get up off your ass and resist. If one person, if a white person come and kill you, make sure a white person dies. If they come and burn up your town, make sure a white town is burned. Make white people fear you just as much as you fear them. Stand up and say, if you do it to us, it's coming back. And I guarantee you, white people want to live just like you want to live. Let white people ask where is God. Ask white people to turn the other cheek. No, ladies and gentlemen, I say to you, the earth and its people, if it can't straighten up, it does not have the right to exist. It does not have the right to exist. Somewhere I heard that there was a time it didn't exist and seemed like everything was all right. Now it exists and people are just being abused, messed over, walked over, power, hunger, stinking dogs are out here doing exactly what they want to do to other people. I say other people, wake up and call an end to that. If one people are going to live white, then blacks and others are going to live as well. And if white people are going to live as if in heaven, then black people are too. Why? Because we're going to have to work together. The resources of the earth are free. They came from God. They don't belong to white people. They don't belong just to America. They belong to everybody. And we must work out a way that everybody can enjoy them, use them for the benefit for which they have been designed. I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, we love Martin Luther King. We love Martin Luther King. One time we couldn't vote, then we could. Now we hear they're trying to take away the voters' right. Everything they can do. We heard that they rewrote the history books. And nothing should be trusted by white people. Nothing should be trusted by white people. The only thing is that to trust is that which works. Works for you. Works for everybody. And when you look around, the sun is shining and there's food, there's clothing, there's shelter, there's education, there's things that's made by the hands of human beings that allow every human being to enjoy it as they need, want, and desire. Anything other than that is a lie from the pit of hell. When you stand up, God will be with you because the same God that protected the white people to do what to you, what they have done, will protect you. They're doing the white people. Back to them. Yeah, I'm a little upset today because I'm thinking about how you've lied to us. I'm thinking about how you look at Trump and everything that's been happening in the world. It's happening today, right here before our dead blasted eyes. And white people are allowing it to happen. And black people have been tricked to think that the 400-year period is over. And what's going to change when the 400-year period is over? There's not enough ice. There's not enough flood. There's not enough fire. There's not enough bombs and guns. So I say, if you want to live, we will all live. So says God. If we want to live, heaven must be made real and hell must go. So I won't be on the streets with you because of my disabilities. But I want you to hear what I got to say. And if you want to kill me because I am saying to the black people and the people of the world what I'm saying to them, then it is my time to die. And this hell you can have. But I guarantee you, if you wake up, if you rise up, if you take care of responsibilities, heaven will exist. And then you will know that God exists. Right now, God could be a trick. 400 years of persecution that you got to go through. Telling black people that. Why weren't white people at the bottom? White people, you could have used white people to start the world if you wanted to. But you just want to put it on black people? Black people got to go through this? There ain't no God that does anything like that. That's a lie. And who would serve a God that would put you in bondage for 400 years and walk around praising him, looking for a future with him or whatever it is? I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, for freedom, everybody that wants freedom got to stand. And if you're not standing for freedom, you're standing for death. And when you're standing for death, you're going to come at other folks that's standing for freedom. And when you're standing for freedom and they come at you, you make sure they don't go back. Now, I realize you don't have the weaponry that they have, but you do have some. You got one that's vicious, and it's called a match. You might not have a bomb, but you got a match. And a match can do as much damage as any bomb. And believe it or not, I do believe, I'm not sure, that white people want to live as well as you. But you got to stand up and take care of your business. Take care of your business. What does Trump want to control and manipulate and be able to dictate what every American can do and can't do? Who the hell is that devil? And who empowered that devil? Who's walking with that devil saying it's okay? Well, you must stand up and say, not here. That day is over because there is a new God in town. And this God is not afraid. This God will kill your ass if you come in trying to mess with us. I know you don't want to hear this. You talk about this AI track telling black people if they came back, they want to be like black people. That could be a lie too. What is it doing? Trying to break down, make black people feel good about the suffering that they have gone through. You don't see any white people talking about let's fix this. They're not talking about let's fix this. All you can hear is the kind of stuff that Trump is doing. And it's just not happening here. It's happening all over the globe. And it is time that it goes no further because there is a God. And a God says, not today. If the earth's people cannot embrace a God that is for everybody, then the earth can go back where the hell it come from. And we the people, likewise. Nobody, as far as I know, asked to be created. Nobody asked to be alive. Nobody asked for bodies, as far as I know. But we are here. And we're not going to be persecuted when we wake up. And we're waking up today. When I speak to you people in Minneapolis, I'm so sorry, Miss Goods. And the gentleman, Pretty, I'm not pronouncing the name right, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm hearing that other people have been killed by white people who are upset because you have protested and said you're tired of this, but protest, but with a sign is the wrong kind of protest. We've made it that ever since we've been abused. A sign. The sign must be the same kind of sign that Russia got, the same kind of sign that China got. You come over here, you ain't going back. And we must mean it. Mean it. Now I'm going to stop for a moment, catch my breath. I come in here this morning being reminded of the persecution that people of color have had to endure. And I could not stop the tears thinking about a God that was presented to us that we have accepted, that allowed this crap, this hell to happen to us without saying anything or doing anything to stop it. And we sit back honoring and trusting and kneeling on a God that says it's okay for 400 years. No, there is a God in you that breathes. There's a God in you that says no more. and give that God power. Give that God the right to live. And at the same time, your plan is not to do to those that did it to you back to them. But you got a proposal of a new plan. They can join this plan if they want to. But this is the only plan that we black people and people of color should ever bend our knee to again. And that's satisfaction, fulfillment, peace, and prosperity, and to live our individual dreams. Other than that, it's from the pit of hell, and that's where it must stay. And if it slips out, kick his ass right back. Do you understand? Do you understand? We will see.